Geek Out! Hey, and welcome to another Geek Out commentary. I'm Sam.
And I'm Chris.
Man, it's just two of us this week. I guess because we're the only ones brave enough to tackle the Wolverine films. So.
Ooh.
Yeah.
/ don't go out of town.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I was out of town, but I guess not as long.
Yeah.
And then you're about to go out of town.
Right?
Yeah, so that should be sweet. But, yeah, just, after last week's birthday interlude, we haven't obviously forgotten about X-Men Origins Wolverine, as much as we might want to forget the last act or so of it. I remember being really amped for this movie going into it, though.
Yeah, I remember this was like right at the time that they were teasing that there was going to be, a Magneto movie. Weren't they talking about like a Toad movie or?
Definitely a Magneto film.
Yeah, I want to say there was supposed to be maybe Toad was supposed to be featured in the Magneto.
Probably because he's a henchman in the first X-Men, so maybe that. I think a lot of the that arc was recycled or moved into X-Men First Class, particularly the Magneto as a Nazi hunter in the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we may have seen the foundations of the Brotherhood of Mutants. But yeah, we got of all the prequels we got, at least solo prequels, we got this.
Mm-hmm.
Because, we didn't get enough Wolverine in the first three X-Men movies.
Yeah, I mean, who can ever get enough Wolverine? At least that's what Fox seems to think.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, I guess they did, even with this thing leaking, it did like primo box office, or at least enough to warrant another Wolverine solo movie. Mm. But without much further ado, Chris, set us up.
Yeah, so we are watching the initial Blu-ray release of it. To my knowledge, there are no other special editions, so you should be good watching whatever version you have. We have, as usual, the movie all queued up with the counter set to all zeros. And I will tell you to hit play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
Yeah, I remember this movie leaked, a week before the actual film came out back in 2009?
I thought it leaked a while before, or at least
a work print did.
Yeah,
it wasn't the finished product.
That's probably what's confusing me. That like everyone was like, "Oh my god, the graphics, and the special effects look terrible," and they were like, "Well, guys, this is the work print. This is like what we gave to the music, the composer to write the score
around,
and show the execs that we're actually doing something."
Yeah.
But there was supposed to still be like a couple months worth of graphic, special effects and whatnot done to it.
I like that they take very heavily from Paul Jenkins' like Origins, where you see all this shit go down. Though in that they posit that he was, this all takes place around 1885. For some reason, they made Wolverine, I guess, 40 years older.
Why not?
I like how Wolverine's not father kind of looks like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah, I was about to say, that guy looks remarkably like Hugh Jackman.
And the guy that they get to play, I guess, Wolverine and Sabretooth's biological father looks a lot like Liev Schreiber. So, wait for it. I don't give a shit.
I don't remember this scene at all.
Oh. When's the last time you watched this movie?
I feel like I've seen it within the last couple years. Like, I rewatched it to remind myself that it's not that bad of a movie until you get to the Deadpool, reveal.
Yeah. I mean, this is straight out of the comics to, their credit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, not Liev Schreiber.
Yeah, right? They're like
stunt doubles, basically. Though apparently Liev Schreiber and Hugh Jackman had an ongoing contest during filming, like who could do the most of their own stunts, particularly during their fight scenes. Since Liev Schreiber apparently studied to be a fight choreographer before he studied to be a, I guess, actor.
Mm. I wonder if that helped him in Scream.
Yeah. Or Kate and Leopold. Also starring Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
To be fair, he did fire a shot at him.
Yeah.
It's not... No sympathy for that guy.
And he's never seen from again. Seen from?
Heard, seen of, seen... I don't fucking know. He gave it to him good. Originally, Tyler Mane wanted to come back, but I think they wanted someone with more... All due respect to Tyler Mane, I think they wanted someone with more the acting chops.
Oeuvre.
Yeah.
Is that a word?
Oeuvre. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I'm Americanizing it.
The E is silent.
Yeah. I'm bastardizing something that I heard in a song, which was probably bastardizing the French.
Yeah. The key with French is like sometimes leave out like the last letter or two.
I always joke that it's just because their tongues don't move when they're talking, so it's just oeuvre.
Oeuvre. I do like this kind of like opening title sequence to see the two of them through time.
Brothers!
Yeah. Apparently in the Civil War, even though they're Canadian.
Yeah.
But fuck it.
Hey, they can... There really wasn't anything happening in Canada at the time,
Yeah.
so it's a good way to
They're
show
still,
the passage.
Yeah, at this point, they're still technically part of the UK, I think.
But they could have fought in World War I because Canada...
They did. They did indeed.
And I mean, who knows? They probably got so bored between... Oh, God, Will.i.am is in this. I forgot that.
That's right. Campaign hard for the... His stipulation to be in the movie was he wanted to be somebody that had powers like Nightcrawler, and they were like, fuck it. Yeah, okay.
Apparently they were hurting so hard for actors, they were like, yes, we will do whatever you say, Will.i.am.
The Saving Private... Same, like, kind of like color saturation as Saving Private Ryan. Same grainy. The one thing I don't like about Liev Schreiber's Sabretooth, and it really isn't a fault of his own, is the Sabretooth, whatever it is, sprint, leap, I don't know. You're about to see it.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh, the thing that Jake was saying they never get right in movies.
Yeah.
Back with the Nightcrawler.
And they don't get it right in this one.
It's like not until like Andy Serkis doing Planet of the Apes that they get that okay. It's just a montage of how much they love war.
Yeah, particularly Sabretooth. But sir, we have a mission. Fuck it.
I said that's enough. I got enough killing in World War II.
Yeah. What about the Korean War? Apparently nobody gives a toss about the Korean War.
America just likes to pretend it never happened.
Yeah, apparently.
Actually, I feel like that's Nam. No. They
No,
talk about Nam.
Nam is almost like a cautionary tale.
Yeah.
Like, never again.
Yeah, it's Korean War. I barely remember learning anything about it. It was just kind of like, and then after World War II, there was the Cold War, which consisted of the Korean War, and then let's talk about Vietnam.
Yeah. What do you think of Bone Claw's Wolverine?
I actually really like the idea of Bone Claws. Like, I don't like, I like the idea that like, the adamantium is just a casing over his bones. Like, it's not like it gave him any added powers or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not like they were like, this motherfucker needs claws.
Yeah. And I think it looks cool as shit. Especially like if he gets the adamantium ripped out of him, and then he's like, "Oh, by the way, snicked, I still have my secret weapon." Like what happens in the Wolverine.
There had been talk about a Wolverine prequel ever since the good box office of the second film, but it wasn't until they were done with the third they decided to go forward with it.
When they were like, "Damn, we need
more.
We need people to like us again."
Brendan Cox or Brian Cox, whatever the fuck his name is. The guy that played Stryker in the second film.
I think it's Brian.
Brian, yeah. He wanted to come back and get digitally done.
Mm-hmm.
Like
X3.
Yeah, exactly. And they were like, no.
We saw how how much Josh hated that. So.
Yeah. Yes. They were like, there's this one guy in Northern Virginia that thought that looked like shit.
Yeah.
But he's going to love Tron Legacy.
Because there it makes sense.
Yeah. He's digital. Yeah, but what about the sequences that take place in 1987?
It's in shadows.
Yeah, it is. I was the one that posited that one. Yeah.
I remember being in the movie, and I'm almost positive that we talked about this in X3, but like I remember being in the theater being like, wow, that looks kind of rough.
They had been working on a Deadpool solo movie since 2004. And they're like, what if we just use the X-Men or Wolverine film as a way to kind of spin him off.
Yeah.
And that's how we got this.
Yeah. And it's a great depiction of Wade Wilson. Not that great a depiction of Deadpool.
I'm glad that even Ryan Reynolds is like, what the fuck? In the years since.
Yeah. I like that he even threw in the Baraka toy.
Yeah.
as like an homage to it.
Dominic Monaghan from Lord of the Rings was originally, that character was supposed to be played by Edgar Wright. It was offered to Edgar Wright, the director of Shaun of the Dead and everything, but he's like, I only act in my own movies. Yeah. And only in a cameo capacity.
Mm-hmm. There's Will.I.am.
Yeah, man. The Black-Eyed Pea himself. I guess Taboo is in The Legend of Chung-Li.
Is he? Oh my god.
He plays Vega in that.
I watched most of that movie.
Just couldn't do it.
No, it is my least favorite Street Fighter movie.
Yeah, but still better than X-Men or Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Yeah. I'll give you that.
But that's all.
What's his name? The other guy that's in that group that I want to say he's Russian, but I'm terrible at accents.
Oh,
but I want to say he was the one with the tattoo on his arm.
Oh, the guy that plays the guy that's the Blob in this movie.
Yes. Yeah.
Fred Durand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who campaigned specifically for the role when he heard that he was like, apparently he's a big Blob fan.
Nice.
He's as big a Blob fan as Paul Giamatti is a Rhino fan.
There you go. And a biggest surprise to me.
Yeah.
Now I've forgotten where I was going with this. He's an actor that I see popping up every once in a while. I always love it when I see him.
Fred Durand, he's in Lost, he's in the remake of 3:10 to Yuma.
I want to say he was in not Smoking Aces. Smoking Aces?
He might have been. I feel like every fucking buddy was in that movie.
Right, Ryan Reynolds was in it.
He was. So was Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Batman and Deadpool. And Captain Kirk, too, because Chris Pine's in it.
Yeah. I'm going to look it up real quick so that the one nerd who's watching this who knows exactly what I'm talking about can calm down.
It's the only time that weird, saber-tooth thing makes sense when he's climbing.
Yeah. Oh, hey, he was in Real Steel.
Okay, with Hugh Jackman.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. He was in The Strain.
Ah.
But that's not what I was talking about. Although when I was watching The Strain, I was like, oh, hey, that guy. Give me a moment to cycle through. Oh, Resident Evil Retribution.
I think I remember that. I think he plays Barry or something.
Jesus Christ, he was in Wild Hogs. And Big Mama's House 2. Oh, yep. He was in Smoking Aces.
Everybody's in it. Alicia Keys is in it. Jeremy Piven, Ray Liotta, but nobody gives a toss about Ray Liotta. Ryan Reynolds is fucking in Smoking Aces.
Did you say Ben Affleck?
I did say Ben Affleck.
That's right. Yeah, I was about to say it, and then I was like, wait, he said Batman. Yeah. Yeah. He's in it for like 2 seconds. Isn't Casey Affleck in it too?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I want to say Ben
all
and
the
Casey.
Afflecks.
Yeah, Ben and Casey are in it together, like in the same crew.
This doesn't really make sense, but it looks cool.
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about a movie about people with mutant powers.
Yeah, but Wade was never a mutant, per se.
True.
He was just really fucking good at what he does. Apparently, like, bullet ricochet man good.
Why not?
Just go with it. He's just Hannibal King, as far as you know.
Yeah.
I mean, Blade Trinity was just like 5 years prior, so.
Mm-hmm. And yet another great depiction of Deadpool.
A better one.
Yeah. Yeah, overall.
Yeah. Because this is the last we see of decent Wade Wilson. I got powers of Nightcrawler. That's how I got in this fucking movie. God damn it.
Kryptonite.
Yeah, that's how Lex Luthor gets the kryptonite in fucking Superman the movie. This could take place in 1978. It's supposed to be a prequel.
Yeah.
Vietnam just happened. You know what? Headcanon.
There you go.
In a deleted scene from this sequence, one of the villagers is supposed to be a young Storm. But they were just like, oh, we already have young Cyclops. We don't need the young everybody in this fucking movie.
Right? This isn't First Class.
Yeah. Can you imagine Edgar Wright in that role?
It's weird that Wade Wilson is a linguistic, or a translator.
Yeah.
I don't remember that being one of his specialties.
Yeah.
Then again, we already discussed that.
And in addition to everything else wrong with his depiction of this film. Oh, he wants me to kill you.
Mr. Big Shot. It's weird to hear him be referred to as Jimmy.
Yeah. James Howlett.
Yeah.
Which they didn't even realize until, like, Marvel themselves until, like, 2002. Can't just let you walk away. Well, you're kind of letting me do it right now. So I think this is the first film where it's, like, glamour, muscle, buff.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman is Wolverine. And he looks...
Ironic that it's a prequel.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that kind of, that makes more sense, but I suppose, in a way. But,
Yeah. I mean, he probably, like toughen up, and then once he got the adamantium, he's like, well, I can go soft now.
Yeah, because he's basically this, and I guess the only, of course, the Wolverine, which is technically a sequel to Last Stand and whatever that other fucking movie, Days of Future Past. He's got the.
Well, it's a prequel to Days of Future Past, sequel to First Class.
Yeah.
Well, First Class is a prequel to all of this.
Yeah.
Well, not this.
No, I mean, First Class takes place in like 1962, and this is like late 1970s.
That's true. So yeah, you know what? Fuck it.
There's Lynn Collins of, I guess, John Carter fame.
So
There's
famous to you and Jake.
There's Lynn. So, which is to say, there's Lynn Collins. She's a great actress.
I still need to watch that.
I'll bring it over next time.
I'm gonna add that to my watch list.
Yeah,
because now I have a legit watch list, so I can stop just saying I need to watch that. Lady. Oh, come on. Don't make me kiss you in front of the guys. Why don't you ever kiss me like that, Jimmy? Oh, poor guy has been reduced to a carnival fair. I think it's a pretty good trick myself. So sad that his superpower is just turning on and off lights. And running a train. No, it's Ghost Rider that knocks at the door. Didn't you see Spirit of Vengeance? There's that line. He's knocking at the door. Jake really likes it. He would have backed me up. It's a really cool visual of all the lights going out. And then we get terrified. Logan with his patented cigar all the damn time. Doesn't he know that he's working with wood and that could catch fire? They found me. I don't know how, but they found me. Even though I did fight in the Civil War. Yeah, that's some cheap green screen in the background. You'd think it'd be better for something of this magnitude. Bum bum bum. Sorry that it's been so quiet on our end, guys. Sam has abandoned me to go to the bathroom, and I have nothing to talk about. We're still here, though. Still rocking. I don't know that much about Wolverine's backstory, so I can't really talk about stuff. I barely know anything about Wolverine as it is. Oof. Sorry, the digital effect of Liev Schreiber walking up just This movie was after X3, which had better graphics than this. And it was supposed to be a return to form. And there we go, the second big yell from the Wolverine character of the movie. First time Hugh Jackman's done it. I like this combination bar/auto shop, it would appear. It's a very, very fitting combo, I'd think.
They're common up in the Yukon, I guess.
Sure.
It's their all-in-one store.
Yeah.
Get your Jim Beam while you get your serpentine belt.
Probably do groceries there, too.
Yeah. I think the Jim Beam is the only grocery you need up here.
I mean, even in Clifton, there's a corner store /bar.
Yeah, Kevin works there.
Mm-hmm. He was there today. I was supposed to go see him, but I ran out of time.
His parents own the place.
Correct.
It's a town of Clifton staple. I didn't get the chance to ask you this earlier, but what do you think of the Kokiuwachu story?
The Kukukachu story?
Yes, yeah, to quote, I'm the walrus.
Yeah. It was cute.
You didn't find it too hokey?
I mean, it is what it is. It is. I mean, it's definitely like, hey, here's the I don't know, the setup for the emotional twist of this story.
Yeah.
That we're gonna have in just 2 minutes.
Like I mentioned, Liev Schreiber was a fight choreographer before he was an actor, and he, would improvise or help plan some of the fight choreography between him and Hugh Jackman. And one of his big additions is what he does to Hugh Jackman's claws at the end of this fight, which is probably why there's it's of little consequence for the rest of the movie.
How convenient that it was just one tree trunk and there was none around him. It was just the one.
I'm still in it.
That truck driver didn't seem to care at all.
It happens all the time.
I mean, it is the Yukon, right?
Yeah.
I've seen ice road truckers. Look at her facial hair. Oh, good thing they grow back.
Yeah, again, of no consequence for the rest of the film. Also, I assume the cops just got fucking killed. I don't fucking know.
I've known all along that it was Sabretooth.
I feel like it's the same set as the school we see later in the movie.
Probably. It's a lot cheaper to do it that way.
Yeah. Apparently there was a lot of creative strife between the producers and director Gavin Hood, who was picked specifically by Hugh Jackman because of his work in Australia and New Zealand. But I don't think that translated to necessarily big tentpole film. And it got to the point where they had to call Richard Donner, who is the producer's wife, Lauren Schuler Donner. They had to call him over to the set to ease tensions.
People do love Richard Donner.
Except for the producers of the first two Superman movies.
I guess presumably all four of them.
Only the first three, which is, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, fourth one's produced by different people. Most specifically, Christopher Reeve, who loved Donner.
Is that the second promise, or is that still part of the first?
It helps to clarify.
My big problem with Weapon X in this movie is it looks nothing like the location of Weapon X in the fucking X2.
Yeah. Which they had just gone back to in X3.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it's a giant lake now, whereas it... But yeah.
I mean, there is a lake.
Clearly, they just hadn't built the dam yet.
Yeah.
So...
that might make more sense now that you put it in those terms. There was a visible dam.
To be fair, hadn't thought of it until I... Because I was right there with you. I was like, this thing looks completely wrong. I mean, the entrance still looks wrong. Because it was still at the top of a waterfall. As opposed to just by the dam. Because I feel like the facility was the dam in X2.
Basically, yeah.
So they would still need they would still need the dam. It's just bad. This is the back door, ladies.
We're about to see the worst CGI sequence in the film.
You know, I've been complaining about a lot of the CGI, but yeah. And you'd think with the leaked version where everyone was complaining about how bad the CGI was, they would have given it a once-over.
Probably too late in the game.
Yeah, it's true. Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like it was within a month of release that it got leaked.
Yeah.
And I was, with my stupid resolve, I was like, I refuse to watch the leaked version because I'm going to wait until the finished.
I never saw the leak print, work print version, but from what I understand, yeah, like the stuff like the claw. Wait for it. Oh, God.
Ugh.
God.
Wow.
So bad.
They could have just easily just done that as a practical effect.
Yeah, or just not had that shot.
Right?
Just cut to him with the Wolverine dog tag. But no. No, we got the fucking thing.
Doing sexy pose there.
Yeah. Resting bitch face.
It was almost like Blue Steel.
Yeah. You know who Roman numeral 1 is? Captain America.
Mm.
There's a blink and you miss it reference in the first Captain America movie. Not the unofficial one with the Italian Red Skull, but the one, the first Chris Evans one.
Captain America, the first Avenger.
Yeah. But of course, I don't think as long as 20th Century Fox holds the rights, they can ever reference it going beyond Weapon 1. What did you think of this version of Weapon X? Not like the classic version where they literally cut him open and coat his bones in fucking metal.
Well, I don't know too much about Wolverine's origin, so as far as I'm concerned, this is the Weapon X. Like, I just know that he gets coated in adamantium.
It's still not a good time.
Yeah. The fact that he's awake for the procedure, I feel like regardless, is pretty rough.
Yeah, is his consciousness, like, required? Oh. Well done, Danny Houston. You got me beat.
Got him. Yeah. Next, he'll have a line where he says, okay, we should probably build a dam here. Yeah. And both of us will be like, well, shit. Yeah. This is kind of like, you know, how where Steve Rogers was in grave amounts of pain, but he's like, no, I can do it. Yeah. It's a pretty high heart rate there.
Kudos to Lynn Collins for delivering that monologue with a straight face.
Acting. Yeah. Well, we just wasted a whole bunch of adamantium. Did it even coat his teeth?
Evidently not. Otherwise, wouldn't it be the same color?
Yeah. But that x-ray didn't do a very good job of discerning between bone and adamantium-coated bone. So who's he supposed to be? Agent Zero or whatever?
Yeah, he's supposed to be like Maverick.
I don't know who Maverick is.
Maverick is basically this really boss gunman that was kind of a mercenary with Wolverine back in the day.
A Deadshot-esque character.
Kind of, but there is like almost like a I think he controls like probability with his bullets or whatever, which they kind of touch on. As far as you know in the movie, he's just really boss with guns, which I guess is the simplest way to explain his powers anyway.
He's like what's his name in Wanted?
Yeah, he can bend bullets and everything. Who the fuck are you again? Oh yeah, that's right.
Remember me.
Versus, what was it? In the video game adaptation of this movie. Yeah. He tells him to kill him, and he's like, fuck no.
And there was a shot that was in like every trailer.
Oh, yeah. That is some stanky CGI.
But at least we do get Logan butt.
Oh, yeah.
And that's real butt. It's not CGI butt.
Not at all.
Ugh.
I assume in the workprint version he stares at nothing.
or 3 foam claws.
Yeah.
But probably nothing. That's where he's like, we need a dam here.
Yeah. I don't want to take helicopters every time I have to come in and out of this place. Life is a highway.
I want to ride it all night long. Oh, look, John and Martha Kent.
Yeah, basically. I mean, there's like no fucking two. I might as well say goddamn fucking Kent on the mailbox.
Oh, but they're fans of Tolkien.
Yeah.
She looks excited. Well, not anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, God, he's going to fuck our pigs. Wow. That was... felt like the first Superman movie with their...
Yeah.
Or like the 60s Batman movie.
I forget if we get the obligatory shot of Wolverine cutting a shotgun in half, making a sawed off with his claws. Probably.
I think we do. Yeah, that or like he cuts it right where the shells are and you see the beads.
Yeah. Cuts the stock. He's in Terminator position.
Right? Superhero pose. She's never seen a penis before. We're old-fashioned that way. We don't even have sex.
Yeah, separate beds. Separate beds. I was just lying when I said I had a son.
It's really just a mannequin I've dressed up to look like a boy because I don't really like women.
I guess I was wrong about that shotgun shot.
Yeah.
This is probably the worst-looking claws in the entire movie, though.
Jesus. They had 3 movies where they had good-looking claws. What happened?
Budget cuts, probably.
Oh,
yeah.
It looks like something out of Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
And we're watching the Blu-ray, by the way.
Yeah, which might be worse because like my Spawn Blu-ray and my Event Horizon. Oh, we did get that. This Edward Scissorhands-esque scene of him just stabbing everything.
These poor guys, you know, they're just like out there in the fucking country doing whatever the fuck they do.
How How is his claw so long that it was able to cut the sink in half?
I think he moved. I don't fucking know. Just fuck it.
That's where your conceit is.
Yeah,
Not
I'm
that he
assuming.
has claws coming out of his hands, but that they're
that long.
that they're comically too long.
Yeah.
I do like that in the X-ray it showed the bones moving around in his hand.
Yeah.
Well, it's English.
Yeah.
Challenge accepted.
Again, I feel so sorry for these people.
Yeah.
They're just living their life on the fucking farm, and all of a sudden Agent Zero is like, ha ha ha. Also, Wolverine, I guess, messes up their shit, but that aside.
I do like the shot of him hopping on the bike, and you see it getting
weighted
down. Yeah. Just in case you didn't hear the story the first time it came up, we're going to go ahead and repeat it to you every 5 minutes. Or at least snippets of it.
Call him the Wolverine. I wish I could say it's the last time you get a reference to that little fable.
It's like Uncle Ben saying they're without great power, wow.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Thank you.
Having said that,
I think I had a brain fart.
Having said that, the way they skirt around it in the first Amazing Spider-Man is annoying like some shit.
Yeah. You think you'd be happy for them to not just shove it down your throat, but then the alternative was worse.
Because they clearly try to go for it, but they're like, oh, it's already been done, and then they kind of go with something that's just worse.
Much like any attempt at rehashing a superhero's backstory.
Unless it's apparently Deadpool.
Yeah. Hey, isn't that your jacket? Or no, you have a different one?
Yeah, mine's closer to, it kind of looks like, no. I'd be lying if I said it looked like that.
It's a passing resemblance for me.
There's definitely an inspiration. That was definitely the reason why I picked it up.
It's my Wolverine jacket. Wolverines! Thanks. I'm very self-conscious about it. Jackass. Death? Ugh. Well, you just coated his entire skeleton with adamantium, so probably? Really cool action shot. What? It seemed like he was saying that to Wolverine, but he was saying it to the helicopter.
Yeah, that he could do a shitty CGI jump into.
Yeah.
This is I guess, Hugh Jackman pulling his best Steve McQueen Great Escape.
Mm-hmm. Gets to the border of Austria or Switzerland.
Yeah. But never does.
No.
Can never make that last jump.
It's impressive that they're following him through the trees.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's riding in a straight line, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's able to control probability with bullets, then why not?
Yeah, but then again, he should also be hitting the motherfucker.
Right? Not that good.
Whoop. Well, we haven't lost him yet.
In fact, we just joined in.
Yeah.
I feel like we just saw a lot of that truck just get blown off on that landing. I love that in movies, like old car chase movies and stuff like that, where like they go over a jump and you see like a whole bunch of stuff fall off the car because it had a rough landing. There you go, little chopped gun barrel. But then very next shot, it's still driving. You're like, I feel like that car's dead.
Got some ugly CGI.
Yeah,
Just worse.
oof. Ugh. I feel like I've done better CG, like not in motion because
Yeah.
it's
But the
trickier.
background.
But like I've definitely done better like photo retouching. I'm gonna ram him.
Oh.
Wolverine versus helicopter.
Yeah. I remember this was the big moment in the trailer, showing him on a helicopter, and I was like, really? Because it just looks like some ass.
Yep.
Murdoch, I'm coming for you. Murdoch, I'm coming to get you.
God, look at how gigantic that radio is.
It's the Rambo 2 promise.
Also, you're not going to kill Victor or me. Well, for a couple movies. And then he's like, you just drew first blood. Ugh.
Give me the slow motion walk away from the explosion shot. Thanks. Yeah, looks like the Troublemaker Studios back there.
Sure, it was just a stock explosion cut. What is this, the Wolfman? See, they're leaving this facility.
I've been wearing these glasses all day. I don't know anyone that was necessarily clamoring for young Cyclops, but he's there to give Deadpool laser eyes.
Spectre?
Yeah. It was me, James, the author of all your pain.
Goodbye, James Bond.
You get that reference now.
I do. And I also get that I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah. Goodbye, James Bond.
It was me, James. I was the rope that was viciously pelting your buttocks.
It's one of I like Spectre.
I didn't hate it.
Yeah. It's got one of the coolest opening sequences.
Yeah. One of the worst songs.
You were not a fan of the writings on the wall?
No. I want to say that's the only Craig song that I don't like.
You like Another Way to Die?
I'm trying to remember how that one goes. Yeah, I've only seen that one once, so I guess I can't say that. But Skyfall and You Know My Name are great. Gave me bad CGI.
I hate how they name drop Blob in this movie. You're like, because Wolverine says Bub, he's like, oh, he said Blob. I mean, there's like 3 other fat jokes I did beforehand.
Yeah.
That were more overt.
Well, maybe he just doesn't particularly like the word blob.
Yeah. It's his least favorite Steve McQueen film.
Settle it in the ring. What are you, Vince McMahon?
You sure? It's not just that you needed an action beat at this point in the film?
Yeah. Oof. His fat doesn't even jiggle like fat jiggles. Real steel.
The people's elbow.
Oh. Knew that was going to happen as soon as he put on the gloves. / I've seen this movie before.
It's Bart Simpson. To her credit, I guess she let him keep the sunglasses on.
Yeah. And I believe we established that it's just that particular shade of red, or is it a specific?
Yeah, that quartz.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we also established that his eye blasts are a concussive beam and not heat.
Yes.
But they break that rule here because you can clearly see it set shit on fire.
Yep.
Twist, he's working for him.
You just got swerved. Even he knew it and is amazed that none of us got it. I mean, we did, but... Oh, well, if it was that easy all along... It's a halfway decent sci-fi movie. Michael Bay, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I always forget that that's a Michael Bay movie because it's not, like, terrible.
I think this is the first movie that Hugh Jackman co-produces, too. He got quite the payday for it.
Hmm. I know a lot of exposition. Into a really shitty Deadpool.
Why?
Okay, Darius Rucker. Think of how much gas Logan wastes just because of how much extra weight he's carrying along with him.
That is true.
Yeah, hey, look, they're in New Orleans and it's Mardi Gras because that's the only time that you can ever feature New Orleans in a movie.
Yeah.
Just like every apartment in Paris has to have a shot or has to have a view of the Eiffel Tower.
I will say the Eiffel Tower is one of those things that's like omnipresent in the skyline. Is it cool though, Will.i.am? Is it fucking cool? That's cool. But no, it is pretty omnipresent in the skyline, kind of like the Chrysler Building and the Empire State Building.
But I will say, during my 2 years in New York, I never had an apartment that faced either building.
But you were in Brooklyn. No, that's right. You were in Harlem for a time.
Yeah, but, I mean, just as far away.
Yeah. I actually like Taylor Kitsch as Gambit.
Yeah.
In
Jake
some ways,
wishes he could have been here for that scene.
Yeah. In a lot of ways, I think he looks more like him than Channing Tatum does.
Mm.
Channing Tatum is a little bulkier, you know.
Yeah.
Whereas, yeah, Gambit has a kind of scrappy quality, a kind of a lean, mean look to him.
Yeah.
Don't funk with my heart.
I do like that in Will.i.am's teleporting, you see his skeleton.
Yeah, which kind of, I guess, foreshadows what happens to him.
Mm.
There's a deleted scene where you actually see Sabretooth corner Blob, but we don't get it here. He just kind of references it. Meanwhile, Gambit, I mean, there had been plans to include Gambit in the X-Men movies ever since at least the second one. I don't know what John Wraith's plan was to kill Sabretooth with his hands, but didn't work out.
Yeah. Did you just call me Blob? So, in this movie, he's telekinetic?
I guess.
Sure. Why not?
Black Eyed Peas was my favorite R&B group, you son of a bitch.
Even before they added Fergie. Ugh. What is this, Firefly? It doesn't.
I mean, I guess as long as he kept them separate, it would, wouldn't it? Or at least his head would just be alive? I don't fucking know.
Mm. Have to ask Jinx. She's the self-proclaimed X-Men expert.
I'm still in this movie. Somehow I got all the way to the roof already.
Yeah, he was in that alley. The fuck?
I feel like they just added the him getting elbowed scene for comedic relief, but they had already scripted and filmed the scene with him doing that.
They're like, no one's gonna notice, and then Sam noticed.
Yeah,
and
sorry,
I noticed.
Sorry, Gavin Hood.
Come on, Taylor Kitsch. I thought you were better than that.
Yeah.
Oh, let's recycle a joke from the first X-Men.
Yeah. Oh.
No, I've got 2 sticks.
It's called a screamer now, bitch.
Ooh. I'm Nightwing. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, he can do weird things with his charging powers with telekinetic energy.
Sure.
But what happens here is kind of weird. I'm not quite sure every time I watch this movie. Like, what's going on here? Is he, just knocking it down bit by... It's just odd.
Yeah. It's like some video game logic.
Yeah. And the video game is better than this movie. I have it. Ironically, the best parts of the video game have nothing to do with the movie.
I hear that's the same for the Matrix video game.
Yeah.
You know, the one that follows Revolution or Reloaded.
Enter the Matrix or Path of Neo?
Enter the Matrix.
Yeah, with Jada Pinkett Smith and whoever plays Ghost. You're going to kill Creed? Yeah, the guy I was about to kill, but you stopped because you used your weird pokey stick.
Hey, I know who that is.
Yeah. It's the only direct reference to X2 outside of, I guess, Weapon X itself.
Just like Blade.
This is that weird scene where you have to kill the superior officer to show that Stryker's out of control. When as the audience, we should already know that Stryker's out of control.
I feel like I've figured that out.
Yeah, yeah, you would think, but they're like, no, this guy doesn't represent the United States military, so let's have him kill a general.
Yeah. He's gone rogue. Just like James Bond does in every other movie. We just looked at him. My hips don't lie.
Look on his face. I don't know, man. Fuck it. Let's get to 3 Mile Island.
Yeah. Oh my God. More comedic relief. Ugh. God, that looked terrible. I want to know what possessed the writers and director and everyone involved to do this to Deadpool. Like, I mean, we won't get to it for a little while, but like just seeing Open Eyes Deadpool reminded me of just how dumb it is. Why you're gutting me? Ugh. I mean, have we seen them? Well, okay. Victor and him were brothers. And then she just reiterates the story again.
No, Wolverine does that for her. I like how Wolverine didn't like look for like a wound. He was just like, "Oh, she's not breathing and she's bloody."
I mean,
to be fair, those
emotions.
are two very big things.
Yeah.
But still, like no wound.
It was just yeah. Yeah, you'd think like a giant gaping wound.
Yeah.
At first I was like, well, yeah, why would he look for it and why would he be able to find a pinprick? But then I was like, oh wait, no, the blood does have to come from somewhere, doesn't it? I'm the moon. And then it's just called X-Men Origins, the Moon.
With Sam Rockwell.
Oh, God, that movie's so good.
Yeah, man. David Bowie's son directed that shit.
Yeah.
He's known as Duncan Jones. I should give him, at least his name.
No. I now go by David Bowie's son.
He was reputedly known as Zowie Bowie, and unsurprisingly, he was maybe not a fan of that name, and so
can't imagine why.
His father's real name is David Jones, and so he's like, "Well, I like the name Duncan. I'll be Duncan Jones."
Yeah. He was a big fan of Duncan Hines ice cream.
Duncan Hines? Oh yeah, and I was like, "There's an ice cream." I was thinking like Baskin Robbins or Haagen-Dazs, and I was like, "Duncan Hines." I said, "No."
Sistra.
It is as simple as that, though.
He did the superhero landing. The one thing you can't take is criticism. Fuck 'em. No, I took off my shirt. Man, Hugh jacked, man.
There was originally, and they filmed it. You can see it on the deleted scenes for the special, in the special features with the Blu-ray. Instead of walking away, Wolverine agrees to let Stryker do what he suggested in Weapon X and wipe his memories, which makes more sense than magic mind wipe bullets that we get in a couple minutes. But no. They decided to just have him walk over.
That was the Richard Donner influence.
Yeah.
It's like, well, in my or no, in the recreate or the Lester Superman one, it's just a magic kiss, and they're like, oh, I know, magic bullets, and he's like, I was joking, guys, I was making fun of Warner Brothers, and they're like, no, that's a good idea, and Richard Donner's like, no, please,
I liked Superman too. You're right. I don't pay you to think.
I was elected to lead, not to read. Who does he think he is? Triple H? Ooh. Is that Toad?
I guess. Along with the Ice Lady.
And
Quicksilver.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's Quicksilver, actually. The other one was probably like Riptide.
Yeah. That one, the one in the straps definitely looked like he had silver hair.
Yeah.
This is silly.
Yeah. Almost as bad as cutting a fire escape into however that worked.
Yeah.
Or didn't. I guess no, it worked. I saw it happen.
I mean, guess it worked.
Yeah.
And she's Emma Frost, right?
Yeah, or at least she has the diamond powers of Emma Frost.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a badass. Yeah.
I think when they were making X-Men First Class, they were like, people have already forgotten about the Wolverine. We can just do whatever we want.
Yeah, no one's going to call us on this, right?
Yeah.
And to be fair, yeah, you're right. Nobody did call you on this.
I'm the first person I've heard say something about it.
Yeah.
And it was just now that I said it.
Here it is, kids. Baraka Pool. Baraka being a character introduced in Mortal Kombat 2 that has blades coming out of his arms.
Not even an X-Men character. Although I guess... Oh, God.
I can match your shitty CGI with my own. Whose definition of perfect, Danny Houston?
I've never read any comic books before, so this is perfect.
I wonder how many takes and hours were spent of Danny Houston looking at nothing going perfect.
Perfect.
Because I know how this shit works.
Perfect. Perfect.
Two Warner Brothers.
Mm.
I like how Stryker, and I don't buy, which of course I don't like, that Stryker's kind of got like Commodore 64 codes like engage, decapitate, which is oddly specific, but he has.
Oddly enough, not like some of the best CGI in the movie. The way that was cut, it definitely looked like Deadpool was the one sliding, or that Emma Frost and Deadpool were the same. That's what I'm saying. Poor Ryan Reynolds wanted to be Deadpool so bad, and then that was it.
As far as he knew that was the only Deadpool he'd get to be until I guess 6 years later. Or no, 7 years later.
Yeah, and for a while that it looked like that was going to be it. And I'm so glad it wasn't.
He's already like halfway, like, because he can climb super fucking fast, apparently. Got that at Weapon X, too.
He's a Wolverine. I have no idea if Wolverines can climb.
I don't think they can climb like nuclear silos, but I haven't seen him not climb a nuclear silo by that rationale as well.
Yeah. So who was that? Was that Xavier talking to him?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Did they address that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, because I've already forgotten.
Yeah.
According to Rage Quit, you know what? Of all the terrible things that Deadpool has, at least he does teleport.
Yeah, though I guess in the comics he has a teleporter.
Yeah, it's not an inherent ability. But I mean that's something that the solo Deadpool movie didn't do.
I love how specific this Commodore 64 code is. Decapitate.
It's like text-based gaming where you just type in
the Commodore 64. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I for some reason I was getting distracted with I thought you were saying contra codes for some reason.
Up, up, down, down, left, right, A, B, select, start.
Something like that. But yeah, so according to Rage Quit, this is like the worst level ever in the tie-in game because he was just completely unable to beat the Deadpool boss.
Fight. I didn't think it was that bad, but then again, I might be better at video games. Also, he's playing it up for laughs, I'm sure.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Probably intentionally making bad mistakes every once in a while.
Because you can lock on to targets in the Wolverine game and jump at them.
Mm-hmm.
So even if Wade teleports to the other side, you just lock on and jump at him. I'm fine with most, like, the Baraka's arms are obviously a stretch, but I'm like, okay, well, he can teleport, and then he's got laser eyes. I'm like, okay, now there's just I can't even.
Yeah. You're like a white girl sipping on pumpkin spice latte.
The studies show that they're heavily favored by males as well.
Never had one. Then again, I don't like pumpkin or lattes. So.
Yeah, it's a double negative.
Yeah, the only thing it has going for it is spice.
I guess the heated claws are how they justify him being able to cut his head off.
Sure. Does he have adamantium other than the blades? I guess that's what the markings on him, and they were like, the bonding process hasn't
solidified or whatever the fuck. I don't know, but that's how the X-Men universe explains the 3 Mile Island incident, that not Deadpool destroyed it with his shitty laser vision on the way down. Hey, look, it's another Jubilee.
Yet another.
Yeah. One of these days we'll give a shit about her in the movies, right?
Just in case you forgot from an hour ago. You can't stop the music. But his mind won't.
How do you know that much that you're like, his memories won't grow back? How do you fucking know that? How many people did you shoot in the head with like with a healing factor with, I guess, adamantium bullets, and are like, this takes away your memories, right? Well, now I'm pissed.
We can only be finished. I once had a teacher that was like, if you ever said like you were done, he would be like, "Bread is done. You are finished."
Whereas I had professors say, if you say you're finished, that means I think you're dying. This probably won't kill me because I'm Wolverine, but we need Gambit. Yeah.
Oh, he's still in this movie. I watched that entire fight scene that you had, and I didn't feel like intervening. But then, when you were in no apparent danger, I decided to. intervene. Jean? In my little plane, I'll take all the kids. Just like at the end of Beyond Thunderdome. You're getting blood in my beard. And then he stabs her in the gut with his adamantium claws, too. Because that's what he does to women he loves. You know what? I think that explains why Logan was so quick to just fall in love with Jean Grey. Because the last woman he was in love with was a plant that he was was required to love him. So he doesn't understand the struggle of having to court someone. Like, it was just too easy for their relationship to start.
Well, good thing at least one of my bullets hit his fucking brain.
Right?
And good thing I know that they magically will take away your memory. God damn it. Okay, maybe 2 bullets in his brain.
Double tap, man. Maybe it's because he knows that it can only penetrate one piece of adamantium and it'll get stuck in his brain. And he's just that good of a marksman that he can get it in the right, occipital lobe or whatever you want to call it. Because I don't know anything about the brain and I don't know what the parts are.
Dude, just you would save them like so much pain, like in several decades.
Yeah. Calm down, Batman.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, well, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I did that once living in New York just because I was bored. Walked all the way from the South Ferry to I don't know why I'm beckoning to you, Sam, because you have no idea what I'm talking about. 59th Street, whatever. Columbus Circle. Thank you. Jesus. That was quite the hike because South Ferry is like a couple miles away from 1st Street. And then 1st Street to 59th Street is like another 2 miles or something like that. I forget exactly what it is. But I think it was a total of like 5-ish miles.
They sprung for...
Why don't you just talk?
God, he looks worse than he does next 3.
Yeah. But no one else can hear it, so it just looks really weird. Ugh. There's like some like Star Wars Episode 1 quality.
That means, like, on all the X-Men X-rays, like, when they get him in the first movie, they should see, like, 2 bullets, like, somewhere in his, like, skull.
Yeah.
That means in, I guess, the Prime X-Men timeline, the first person Wolverine meets when he comes to is Gambit.
Francis.
I never got that. The entire fucking movie is like, what's my name? And it's just like, come on. Like, to the point where it's like, we get the fucking point, Francis.
Yeah. I get it whenever he's like got like the upper hand, but like there are definitely times where it's just like, have you decided that this is your catchphrase? Like when he's on top of the barge, you know, and he's like, "What's my name?" It's like at this point, you know, he's going to say Francis. I mean, I guess it was just a point of agitation, trying to piss him off, because we've learned that that's such a good idea. Then let's leave. You can go your own way. So everyone's really worried about 3 Mile Island giving them, you know, all the cancers and stuff. But as soon as one of the silos falls down, they send the fire department, like, immediately. And just the fire department. Probably, like, not plainclothes fire department, but, you know, like, are they special radiation firemen? And cops.
They clearly, given the distance, clearly fucking saw him.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh, fuck it.
He just running really fast.
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess he's gonna, like, swim with his metal skeleton.
Or just, like...
Well, the one bridge you could see was, like, full of fucking cop cars.
Yeah.
This is a weird movie in that it has, like, 3 mid to post-credit scenes.
That's right. Jesus.
Because after...
What do they think they are, Clue?
Well, after the movie leaked, that was their incentive to get people in theaters. They're like, which ending will you get? And I don't know if the work print had one or all of them.
Yeah. But then you still ended up getting all of them.
Yeah, I mean, on the home video release, which I assume you're watching.
Oh, yeah, that's right. If you saw it in theaters, you only got one ending.
Yeah.
Or one
post-credit scene.
Yeah.
Whereas here in the home video release, they're like, you know what? You get 2 mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene.
Yeah. I remember the one that I got was him in the bar.
Yeah, me too. Have you ever seen the Deadpool ending?
I don't think I have.
Well, stick
I
around.
feel like I've seen this one.
That was the mid-credit scene, because it was originally just the Wolverine scene or the Deadpool scene, and that was the mid-credit scene in all of them,
mm-hmm.
which doesn't really make sense because they're like, you're under arrest for investigation of this general's fucking death, and it's like, well, you're clearly still fine and in the military and fucking and a general.
I mean, 20 years have passed, 30 years have passed. I don't remember
he even gets the fucking Socrates Odo. Sorry, I saw that in the credits. He clearly gets the bump up to general in the 20 intervening years. So now that you've revisited the film after, I guess you were just saying like a year or so ago.
I thought maybe now I'm starting to think it's been longer.
Well, what do you think of it coming and going out?
I mean, it's still my initial opinion stands that it's 2/3 a great movie or 2/3 a good movie, and
special effects could use some work.
Yeah. Especially since whatever we established that it leaked too soon for them to like bump it up, but like for them to be like, guys, it's not the final product, like. It was kind of like Batman vs Superman, like when they were like, "Oh, Doomsday looks terrible in the trailer," and Zack Snyder's like, "That's not the end, guys." It's like, well, it was the end. It just wasn't his final form. Yeah. I was expecting more, but I mean, yeah, it's still like it's within the universe of like the X-Men movies. I'd say it's still a solid,
Having just recently watched The Last Stand, how do you think it stacks up against it?
Oh, that's a good question.
It's a toss-up for me.
I think, yeah. I think I'm going to lean towards Last Stand just because there's more going. I feel like there's more going on, and that might just be that there's more characters, and they're already like so well established. Whereas this one, I feel like a lot of the characters were like, "Hey, you've read the comics, you know this guy," you know. Although that being said, there's a lot of that in the X-Men movies in general.
Yeah, and my thing is this almost feels like just basically another X-Men movie.
Yeah,
because the sheer amount of like supporting mutant characters,
and not like the X-Men proper movies weren't Wolverine-centric.
So yeah,
this is just the first one where they admit that it's a Wolverine movie.
Yeah, let's make it Wolverine front and center. He was always front and center in the movies.
Yeah, either him or Rogue.
Yeah.
Where's the Rogue movie?
Yeah, she was. Well, I mean, we see her origin, but
yeah, that's true.
I feel like Rogue is kind of the POV character, at least for the first film.
Yeah,
kind of introduced to that world. But visual effects by Luma Pictures and Method Studios and Rising Sun Pictures, step up your fucking game.
Yeah. Additional effects by all 9 of those companies. Come on.
Damn.
Yeah, I didn't feel like reading all 9, but
yeah,
I'm still putting them on blast
and taking them to task.
You're on notice, all 9 of those companies.
Yeah,
as well as the other 3 major ones.
No, I mean it's.
But I think I'd still. I would if someone handed me the 2 DVDs and was like, "Here, these are the only you have time to watch one, and this is the only thing you can watch," I would go with X3.
Yeah, like I said, it's kind of a toss-up, but I am leaning more towards X3.
Yeah.
Like I've said on the show and throughout these commentaries before, I don't think any of the X-Men movies are like unwatchable garbage.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some that are just kind of like
less watchable than others.
Yeah, it's like you maybe could have done this better, by a lot.
I mean, we'll host or post our or we'll have our verdicts by the end of the next commentary. But I feel like The Wolverine is actually a more enjoyable movie. Or at least that's what I remember leaving the theater.
Well, you called it a more consistent film?
Yes, yeah. It stays like, whereas this one, like I said, it's 2/3 a good movie and then it drops off during the third act. I think The Wolverine, it just consistently kind of like middle of the road, decent action flick, decent, superhero flick, decent X-Men movie. And I like the adamantium samurai at the end. I know a lot of people give it shit, but I think it's cool. I mean, granted, I don't know enough about the source material to...
Well, for me, like with... We'll get there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Next week, kids.
Yeah. Well, in 2 weeks, because it's First Class next week, and then... yeah.
Got me.
Yeah, I suppose. I just know that Jake and Josh would be more inclined to do a commentary for First Class than they would The Wolverine.
Yeah, that's what we get for doing recording the commentaries out of order.
Yeah. But you...
And that's what you kids get for sticking around through the whole credits. You get a little peek behind the veil. We don't do them in order, guys.
Yeah.
We also do them like months in advance sometimes.
Yeah. This one... Oh, we're about to get 1 and 2 post-credit scene. The one that both me and Chris got first.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it isn't. Stand corrected. The only time that Deadpool breaks the fourth wall in this entire film. And it's as a kind of final gag.
Well, that was dumb.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's right. They have it on the special features.
Oh,
I don't know why that they don't have the Wolverine.
Oh well,
because it was clearly meant to cue up the events of the Wolverine. Though they ended up deciding to make it the sequel. Though at the time the most farthest in the timeline film, instead of a direct sequel to the X-Men Origins. There you have it. I don't know why it's the one they picked, but you found out at the same time we did.
Who knows? What? Maybe if you got the DVD, you got the Wolverine ending, and we're just talking weird.
Yeah, maybe they mix it up per DVD press.
Maybe it's like Clue, and you can select it, and we just didn't click that option.
Nah. Anyway, this has been another Geek Out commentary. I'm Sam,
and I'm Chris.
We'll be back next week with a better X-Men film.
Bye.
This has been another Geek Out production. If you enjoyed what you heard, hey, we've got a new commentary every Monday. We've got a special episode every Friday. Of course, there's the usual catching up show every Wednesday. And you get book club episodes just about every Tuesday these days. Thanks for listening.